It was 2 years ago that the bodies of billionaire couple Barry and Honey Sherman were found in their Toronto mansion. Today, the Toronto Star is reporting new details in the mysterious murder case. The couple's positioned bodies were discovered near their indoor swimming pool, but the paper's investigation has uncovered the position was eerily similar to this: life-size sculptures that sat in a room near the crime scene. With more on this and other of the new reporting, I want to bring in Toronto Star's chief investigative reporter, Kevin Donovan. Kevin, good morning. Glad you could be with us.
Good morning.
So let's get straight to this. It's pretty creepy. We just have to be honest about that from the outset. These statues were found close to where the bodies were found. Give us what you have uncovered in your investigation on this, the similarities.
Yeah. They're life-size sculptures. They're made from junk. They're made in the 1970s. They're quite interesting looking, and in this context, obviously quite creepy. The Sherman's basement is enormous. The pool is at the north end, and these sculptures were where they have been for quite some years, in a hobby room at the basement, but in the front of the basement, closer to the road. And they are, what I found most unsettling and eerie about them is that they're in a seated position, similar to the way the Shermans were posed, but the male sculpture, they're clearly male and female. The male sculpture has a leg crossed, as does Barry Sherman.
And this connection, loose as it may be, between this photo and the way that the bodies were discovered, was made by investigators, or was it through your reporting? How did the similarities come to light?
I didn't see these photos till a few weeks ago. I have no idea what the police or the private investigators have come up with related to these photos. I've asked the police, and they said they can't comment on anything in an active and ongoing investigation. But what I did is, as soon as I saw them, I showed them to a number of people who were involved in this case, either as friends or some people who had a peripheral knowledge in the forensics, and they said they wish they'd seen them at the time. And quite frankly, I'm not sure that the Toronto police have twigged to this at all. There were so many issues with the early part of that crime scene, and as far as I know, these life-size sculptures went down with the house.
So, Kevin, also in your report today, details about some of the Shermans' personal belongings that may or may not tell us where they were or when they encountered whoever it was that attacked them. Tell us more about what you found with Honey Sherman's cell phone and personal belongings of Barry Sherman.
Yeah, this is quite interesting. It's in the story, and we also have an interactive video on the Star's website that walks readers or viewers through what happened. But Honey's cell phone is found on the vanity in a powder room that she just never used, according to her friends. It was at the front of the house. It was not the bathroom that she normally used when she came home. And so that's found there, and speculation of mine is that is where she ran to and then was taken out of and taken downstairs. And then downstairs in the basement, Barry Sherman's gloves that he would have been wearing, it was winter if you recall, his gloves and some papers that he had brought home from the office that dealt with the home inspection of the old Colony Road house. Those were found on the floor just outside the garage door on the way to the pool. And so again, speculation is some kind of forced entry, but what happened is that there was an open window in the basement when the police arrived, and there was also an unlocked door.
One last question for you, Kevin, and your connection is breaking up a bit, but do you feel that police are any closer to announcing suspects in this case, to solving this unsolved murder?
Well, in October, the police said that they were cautiously optimistic that, in fact, they were closer. I was expecting something by now, and nothing has happened, obviously. They do say that they have a theory of the case, and it was an active and ongoing investigation. So I do feel they're getting closer, but as we all know, these things take time.
Indeed. Okay. These chilling new details in your reporting. Kevin Donovan, he is the Toronto Star's chief investigative reporter. Thanks, Kevin.